ายจะตบมือนะคะใส่คนตบนะ
กดก่อนนะ
1
ครับผม
2 3 Good afternoon. Thank you for coming to interview with us, and welcome to the interview. We are so excited to learn more about you and how your skill contribute our team success. Have you eaten lunch yet?
Not yet, but I'm not so hungry today. It's quite hot today, so it's fine. Thank you.
The restaurant is here, very delicious. I recommend it, and you can try the next time or doing in the dinner.
Okay, surely I will do. Thank you.
Okay, let's begin. Before I'm start our question, we would like to be introduce ourselves first. Okay, we from the Kim Mong-kuk University of Technology, Chongling, and we start environmental engineering. My name is Ankanala Sujay. You can call me Oh.
My name is Thiraphon Pulaya. You can call me San. My name is Thirapat Asa. You can call me Liv.
My name is Nipat Moksukan. You can call me Gay.
My name is Punlan Yamichako. You can call me Poon.
Nice to meet you all.
And can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, of course. My name is Kitikun Saksung, but you can call me Bright, and I'm the co-coordinator of the Global Youth Literacy Network for Asia.
Okay, you right?
Yes,
Okay.
you can call me Bright. Yeah.
Can we begin for the first question?
Yes, sure.
Okay. What is your setting point for using the bilingualism to positive impact biodiversity conversation within your organization?
Yeah, if I have to recall my starting point on biodiversity conservation, actually my background is not directly came from biodiversity conservation, so even environmental science, but from business school, like surprisingly. But I think after I finished my undergrad, then continuing my graduate school on sustainability and environmental studies, I got an opportunity to also apply for one of the youth program called ASEAN Youth Biodiversity Program, organized by the ASEAN Center for Biodiversity, based in the Philippines. Which at that time, I think it was the first time that at the ASEAN level there was such a program that tried to build the capacity of young people in the ASEAN member states to be able to advocate for biodiversity conservation and also related to the decision-making process. And at that time, I was the only Thai youth got selected to participate in that program, and I got to see lots of opportunities for young people to actually taking actions that is not limited to only those one who are having the experience or capacity from the science or environmental background. So as myself from the social background, I feel really motivated, and I feel like because I've been wanting to do more work or do something more about nature, not limited to only industrial side of the environment. Circular economy, one of the projects that I did before joining this program was interesting, but when it comes to nature, biodiversity conservation is really something that I feel resonate with my culture and values that I have. So that's when I started in 2019 and do more of continue the work after that until now.
Thank you for the pointing is important point. Okay, let's move to the next question.
Sure.
How do you envision the future role of bilingualism in advancing biodiversity conservation on global scale?
Okay, so it's about envisioning the role of bilingual in the global scale of biodiversity conservation, right? So I think when it comes to bilingualism, I think it's really important nowadays. I mean, since the past as well, but in this time, I think it's even more important because when it comes to biodiversity conservation, most of the terminology and the ideas, the concepts that has been developed at the global level, it has been developed from maybe sometimes by the developed countries, and some of the concept might not be applicable to the developing countries. So when it comes to applying those knowledge, those technology, those methods that is created by some of the organizations, applying them, like maybe at the starting point it's created by the English language, right? But to apply it to our context, in Thai context, our ability to transfer those knowledge or apply it, that is to make it suitable to the context of Thailand, it's also very important because it's not only Thailand, but in any developing countries or any other countries that might not might not have the formal language as an English language, they will find themselves quite struggle to apply those advanced knowledge to their context. So no matter who you are, in what field that you're studying or working, bilingualism will be the thing that will help you connect or advance your work in different levels. And if you want to really like push the advancement of your work or development or environmental conservations or any side of things, your role as a not only like scientific person or as workers, but as a general youth or young people, you can also be the ones who are translate those knowledge to the elders or support in some kind of communications in your local communities. So there are lots of opportunities for bilingualism for everyone to actually create a space for development and advancement of the work on biodiversity conservations, either at the global level or regional level or even the national or local level, like such as Thailand.
Okay, the next question. What specific platform or channel do you currently use to communicate in English within global youth biodiversity network?
Okay. So at the starting point when I first joined the Gibbon in 2019, at the time we started by using WhatsApp because it's some kind of like platform that like people from any countries can have access to and communicate to each other, right? But there was a time as well when they have to consider the suitability of using it because some of the functions in the application was not really enable the inclusive work, like inclusivity of different culture, different continents. Because as a global network, we have our members in Africa, in Latin America, in European countries, in Asia, and in different continents, they have different accessibility to this kind of method. So we need to find the ones that is suitable for us. So at the moment, we are using Telegram as applications for communicating among ourselves, to share the work, to update some opportunities, or to like create a small groups to work on some particular topics. But when it comes to communicating with the general public, it's mostly used. Yeah, we just use like normal social media platform like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram to be able to communicate with the general public and advocate the issues related to young people and also the biodiversity conservation. Yeah, so that's the platform that we're using.
Thank you so much. I will give it a try.
Sure, please do. And if you need a link or anything, I can share with you later.
Thank you. Yeah. Right now I'm watching the Discord. Do you work in Discord?
Discord?
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yeah, I forgot Discord. Yes. Right now, for Gibbon Asia, Gibbon Thailand,
Yeah.
we're using Discord as a platform as well because we feel like it's more accessible to like people in our age, I think, and also it has some functions that we can have some fun, like play games together. And I think some of our members in other countries in Southeast Asia also starting using Discord as well as a platform for communicating and maybe have more fun in communicating among ourselves.
Yeah. Right now I'm loving Discord too.
Yeah, I'm starting to love it, but I'm still learning how to use it. It's not so easy for me, but yeah, I'm learning.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll go to the next question.
Yes. Hello, Maeve and Game. Yeah.
Alright, let's move on to the next question.
Yes.
Can you describe instances where language proficiency in English had enabled smoother collaboration or problem solving within global youth biodiversity network?
Oh yes. About this, when it comes to English proficiency, it's really important, especially when you're trying to solve. You mentioned conflict, right? And when it comes to conflict at the multicultural level, it's quite sensitive, especially in the space where we work on policy and political related agenda. It's quite sensitive. So English proficiency is really important. Some example that I can give you is would be uh, you said that the conflicts within the given, right? So okay, I won't talk about the negotiation space, but within the given community, when it comes to proficiency, yeah, recently. Because as a global youth network, we started around 2010, and until now it's been like 10 years plus. So it's quite long time. And in some of the countries, some of the chapters at the national level, they have been working so hard in developing their chapters and the structure at the national level to allow young people in that countries to be able to participate and involve in the decision-making process. And some of the opportunities has been provided to the members in those countries. And there was a time as well that there was some conflicts within the team because as a youth network or chapter at the national level, it's not it's also new thing for all of us as young people of to learn how to operate the network, how we can design the structure for everyone to work together, especially when we have different culture in that national level. Because of course, if you're talking about international level, there will be lots of like people and different culture, right? But within the country, one country itself, it's also have different culture within one country as well. So our ability to support. I mean, as myself, I am a co-coordinator of the Gibbon Asia. Some of the conflicts that has been raised from the national level will be sent to me, and then I will have to be the one with my colleagues from Sri Lanka to provide support to the national level to help them find a way to transition those conflict period and find the best solutions to help them sustain the network and find the best solutions for everyone as best as we can. So the proficiency of language that we need to use, we need to be aware of the cultural sensitivity, we need to be aware of the issue, we need to find out what are the actual conflicts within the country that we are not even there, we are not even someone who are living or understand the whole context, but what can we do to actually make it happen. So understanding the level of language and also the level of sensitivity and also the level of language that is hidden when it comes to communicating with different stakeholders like government, private sectors, civil societies is also important, because if you don't know the culture of different type of organizations, then it might let you to like it might let you show the like unprofessionalisms for some of the stakeholders, because the hierarchy that might be embedded in some of the stakeholders might not be vividly presented in there. So yeah, proficiency is really important when it comes to conflict resolution. So yeah, I think that would be my answer for that.
Thank you for sharing your own answer.
Yeah,
So the next question is about your communication style.
Mhm.
In what way do you adapt your communication style when interacting with individuals from diverse cultural background within global youth biodiversity network?
How do I apply multicultural like sense of it, like when it comes to communicate, right? So I think there are many times that I need to learn and to adapt myself as well, because I mean I was born in Thailand. I wouldn't be able to know what are the like actual value when it comes to communicating or interacting with other people in different cultures. So at first I have to learn from like what are the difference between communications or interactions or even creating relationship with your friends from other countries, from European countries, African countries, Latin America. It's all different. Some of them might prefer. I mean, it's not like that they prefer, but the basis of their culture is more individualism. Like they prefer to keep the space and don't want to let people intervene in their privacy too much, like asking, "Oh, how's your baby?" or something like that. It might not always apply to the ones that you're like meet for the first time. But you need to learn. You need to interact with different people from different culture, and then you will understand better of like what would be the approach that you should interact with them. And this is not only applied to like different culture as a country per se, but it could be the culture of different stakeholders. As I've mentioned in the previous question as well, like the government, the hierarchy of the government. Every country has a hierarchy, like mostly, right? How can we address those sensitivity and place ourselves as a young person who would like to create collaborations with them and be the person who are reliable and create trust to work together, like continuing forward. That's something that you need to learn. And and the more you interact with different stakeholders, different type of people, you will sense the sensitivity and appropriations of how you should approach to different people when you communicate with them in the multicultural context.
Oh, that's a good way to adapt, and it's very beneficial for us.
Okay, let's move on to the next question. How do you address potential conflict or misunderstanding arising from cultural language differences doing project coordination across Asia and Thailand? Asia, that's Asia.
You mean what kind of conflict?
Misunderstanding.
Oh, misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I would say there were not so much of the cases when there's a misunderstanding occurred, but most of the time it will occur like right at the moment when you try to communicate in a like Zoom meeting with your friends from different countries, and so the conflict will not be arising after when we have the meeting most of the time, but when it shows in the meeting that okay, your friends from this country may misunderstand your points, the best way to do it is to try to clarify it immediately and not just to keep it to yourself. If you're hesitant whether that person is understand your message correctly or not, you must ask immediately whether so do you understand like what I try to convey? If you have any questions, please like raise the questions to clarify this, to alleviate the potential conflict that might arise from your communication approach later on. Yeah, so I think the best way is to prevent, but not to. I mean, to solve it is also important, but most of the time, if you can prevent it, then more problems will not be occurred later on. Yeah.
Okay, that's a powerful approach.
Yes.
Your adaptability will be invaluable in international project.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, let's move on to the next question.
Welcome. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Do you have any recommendation for effectively using English in workplace communication?
Okay, in workplace, right? So first, I need to clarify that as a given Global Youth Fraternity Network, we're like a youth network. So our workplace is more like working from home, like from wherever we are, from different culture. But if and I think that could be considered as a workplace as well, like online. I mean, nowadays we're transferring to online more and more. But to select whether what would be your approach in the workplace, I think you need to understand the informality of your organization first. Whether if you work in the government, the hierarchy and the appropriation of the language might be more required. If you work in the private sector, it might be less, but still the professionalism of like the need of you knowing most of the thing or try to say something that is not jeopardize your credibility. It would be a must for private sector most of the time. But if you're talking about with the workplace among the civil society organizations, what would be needed would be like how can you communicate from heart to heart? Like how can you connect with the people at the local communities and try to address those issues that is horizons and find the best way to connect with them in that sense so that you can create the relationship and work with them more sustainably. So I think if we talk about trying to find a way to use English or bilingualism in the workplace, I think the best way is first try to understand those contexts of where you work at and then try to learn what would be the best approach from maybe from your senior or from your colleagues on what would be the best way to approach it. Yeah.
Very good advice that show experience. Thank you for the taking time to give this interview today. It gives us advice on how to work, and we can go develop our English language. Thank you.
Most welcome, and hope you have a great journey with the language usage afterwards. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.